Hey everyone, March Jigate here bringing the news in the flash. Let's get into it. Black Sabbath has announced after a 49-year-long career with 19 albums and more tours than I would ever want to count that they are finally calling it quits. They post a picture on Facebook that says Black Sabbath 1968 to 2017 with the caption #the end. They played their last show back in February, which I'll leave a video down below for you guys with the last song that they actually played. But it's a damn shame to see one of the most influential bands of all time finally call it a day. But at the same time, they have been doing this for almost 50 years, so I can't really blame them on it. Mastodon has released their next song off their upcoming album, Empire of the Sun. The song, titled Andromeda, has quite a familiar Mastodon sound to it as it jumps back to its more proggy guitar layer flow, which I absolutely love. I discovered this band back with Blood Mountain, so hearing them jump back to those roots definitely brings a smile to my face. If you guys want to check it out, link will be below. Let's talk about Suicide Silence, because their new album has had a pretty rough first week in terms of sales, to say the least. Like, they took a huge 69% drop from their last record's first week sales. To put it into perspective, according to Metal Injection, they sold around 15,000 records of You Can't Stop Me in its first week in the US alone. With their new self-titled album, they sold 4,650 records in the first week in the US alone. Ouch. Now, this is most likely due to fan backlash due to the musical direction change, especially when they announced that this album would only have clean vocals. People were pissed about that. But I gotta say, while this album wasn't the greatest album that they've ever put out, it wasn't as bad as people are making it out to be. It's just another case of bands trying to force changes into a formula instead of slowly integrating these new elements and letting fans naturally listen to it and then deciding whether they like it or not. And it backfired on them. It just seriously backfired on them. Hopefully, with their next album, they can pick up where they left off with You Can't Stop Me and start slowly integrating some of these elements that they want to try. And to those fans who are teetering on the edge of whether they actually want to listen to the fan backlash or give the album a chance, I say, at the end of the day, I always say, just give it a chance. It's not a horrible album. It's definitely different. That's the best way I can describe it. But moving on, and finally, PlayStation has announced that they will be releasing their new major update, 4.50, codenamed Sasuke, tomorrow, March 9th, to those who are watching this in the future, or in the past if you have somehow figured out how to do that. Anyways, with this update, you will now be able to use external HDD up to 8 terabytes to store content if you don't want to change out your internal hard drive. You can also now have custom wallpapers, and it also includes boost mode for PlayStation 4 Pro, which is designed to improve the overall performance on select legacy titles. It also has a bunch of other cool little features that improve the overall organization and use of the system, like voice chat to remote and adding the ability to allow players who own the PlayStation VR to watch 3D Blu-ray movies through it. Anyways, if you guys want the full list of details, links will be below, and I want to thank you all for joining me for another episode. I will see you all in the next one. Leave a like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't. Mars out.